What's good, you leak enjoyers? Hatsune Miku is definitely something that exists. She is a virtual idol that has gone throughout the entire world singing and dancing as a hologram in stadiums and whatnot. So you could really say she is really popular. And well, of course, with popular comes, well, stuff. Of course, there's quite a lot of merchandise ranging from figures to shirts and posters to some more questionable stuff. Collabs such as the somewhat recent Pokemon collab where we got some really nice art of Miku alongside what I can only assume are some of her all-time favorite Pokemon. But of course, there are also games. Hatsune Miku has over the years starred in quite a bunch of games, ranging from rhythm games to whatever this is supposed to be. I'm a big fan of rhythm games, so these Hatsune Miku rhythm games should be right up my alley. Or well, that's what I think at least, as I haven't played any. Well, except for one. This right here is Hatsune Miku VR, a Hatsune Miku game that is, well, in VR. This game released back in 2018 on Steam and then on PlayStation VR in 2019, and then it's got its final re-release for now back in 2020 for the Oculus Quest 2. So we got 3 versions of this game, and for this video I'll be using the version on Steam as that's the easiest to get footage for, and it's also where I learned about this game's existence. In the game there are 2 modes you can keep yourself busy with. The first one being the main attraction, the rhythm game. In total there are over 25 different songs in the game that you can play in. Sadly, most of the songs are locked behind paid DLC, leaving you with only 10 songs if you just bought the game and nothing else. It's honestly kinda disappointing to see, especially as the music is one of the 2 things that is very important in a rhythm game. The other thing of course being the gameplay. And while I wanna say it's a bit of a saving grace, it is unfortunately not. You choose the song you wanna play, and after waiting for it to load, Miku will walk onto the center of the small pocket dimension you find yourself in. And she will quickly start to dance and sing to the selected song, and while she is doing that, notes will fly out of the speakers behind her. And all you really gotta do is just hit those notes by moving your arms like if you were reaching out to grab something. And while this works quite well, it is very common to get tired after just having only played one song. That isn't all too long, especially as most songs are around 3 to 4 minutes long, so you only really want to play this for only a couple minutes at a time. And okay, I personally am not too big on VR as I actually barely use it, but I do know that getting tired from a game, especially a VR game, isn't really all too good. And this is actually the only game so far that I have this issue with, as none of the other VR games that I like to dabble into from time to time have never given me this issue. Not even FNAF VR, where in some modes you gotta do a whole lot of multitasking, never has made me tired after only playing for a couple of minutes. But in that game I also don't really have to hold my arm up like I'm trying to grab something from the highest shelf in the cupboard. There's also another reason to why the main mode isn't really all too spectacular, and it's all because of Miku herself. While dancing, she does look really stunning. She is in her element and she's doing the best that she can. And while it's cute to see her dance and whatnot, she does kinda screw with the gameplay as she stands right in front of the 2 bottom speakers, making it so that when notes fly out of those, there is a good chance that you will not be able to notice the notes until it's too late and you end up losing your combo. And this is actually pretty common, as every other song I play, I seem to run into this issue. And while it is minor, it does kind of sour the experience for me, as in my opinion the fun in a rhythm game lies in the replayability of it, where you replay songs to get better and better at them, so that eventually you can truly master them or at least play them without any screw ups. Besides Miku dancing, there's another mechanic in the rhythm game mode, but this one seems to be kinda shoehorned in as it's kinda useless. So when you hit notes in a song, you will slowly fill up a fever gauge, which is visible above the speakers at all time. When you fill it up to the max, absolutely nothing will happen. Or that is what it seems, as only if you can keep that gauge filled, then at some point the stage you're in changes from its normal appearance to this black void where Miku stands on brightly colored blocks. You should also gain some more points for hitting the notes while this is active, but it's kinda useless as the game really seems to like giving me this boost in the slowest parts of a song where there's barely anything going on, making it feel like the feature gets kinda underused. And surprising to probably only a small handful of people, there is a whole lot more that seems to be kinda lazy implemented in the game. The second mode I mentioned earlier on in this video is one of those lazy additions, known as the music video mode. In this mode, all you do is look at Miku while she puts on a performance of sing and dance. And besides being able to change your viewing angle, there isn't anything that makes me wanna come back to this mode. You can't even push her or do anything besides just watching her do her thing. And while it's kinda cute, just looking at her dance and whatnot, I honestly wanted a bit more. As I feel the game is lacking in content and could have honestly benefited if there was just some more stuff to do. Even something as small as a mode where all you do is just play a simple minigame with Miku would honestly go a long way in my opinion. And well, maybe someone that is an actual fan of Hatsune Miku would get more enjoyment out of this game than I did, as all I really wanted was to play a VR rhythm game that I could see myself coming back to from time to time. But with not a whole lot of content and with me not even really liking Miku except for maybe a small handful of songs, this game simply wasn't for me. But that is alright, as I was luckily able to get a refund on Steam for this game, so I got my money back, and well, I got nothing more to say, so